Hey everybody, it's me, Dispeller. I'll tell you, since I got this haircut and the hair is starting to grow in, um, it's looking all kinds of funky. You can see all my little bald spots in there. Not very happy about that. Not sure what to do about it. I'm getting old, y'all. Getting old. Anyway, I'm going to be reading from chapter 23 or day 23. I keep saying chapter. It literally says right here in front of my face, day 23. This is called Pathways. And of course, as always, if you want to talk about anything, chat, whatever, you're welcome to chat in the chat area. I will be going on live streaming later on, hopefully, God willing, if all works out well, with Laura, which is Lady Scrapper. We're going to be both doing and showcasing our talents, doing whatever. I don't know if she's drawing or painting or whatever. I'll be doing my paint by numbers while we chat with you guys about whatever you want to chat about. All right. So, day 23, Pathways. Even as you pass through the most painful events, there's always paths to be found leading back to good times. Some of these paths may cause you to hesitate, but ultimately you have to decide to move on. Is there anything you could or that could make your decision easier? Yes, absolutely. It can be found in the appeal of enlightenment, not in our just droning on about healing and process, but by offering you a sudden and immediately transforming enlightenment, like a light going on in a very dark place. Any day can be viewed as a good day if you've learned something new and important, really learned it. Because when that happens, when that new awareness becomes a genuine part of your emotional toolkit, that means that there's one more bit of suffering that you'll never have to go through again. I guess it's basically like if you learn from history, you won't be doomed to repeat it. There's LB. Hey, LB, are you coming on tonight? Live streaming with Lady Scrapper, Laura, and I. We're going to be showcasing our little artsy, craftsy talents. I hope you'll be there to join us on the stream. Okay. And we're not doing any avatars. We're actually going to show ourselves, or at least show what we're working on. All right. Yesterday's exercises have proven to be both exciting and difficult for others who've done them. If you've really been working through your old issues and are now taking bandages off wounds that have already healed, you're most of the way through a difficult task. But this is one of the best pathways to the better places to come. If you can dream up an ideal romantic partner today, how different will that person be from your ex? Is your new vision based upon the qualities of character and feeling that will produce a love that's really good for you? Or are your specifications just based on a newfound distaste for anything that might remind you of your ex? Oh, okay, LB, we'll have to catch you next time around. If you're ready, really get into creating a carefully detailed vision of your potential new lover. Ask yourself, or friend, ask yourself, why do you trust this person? Would you trust him with your loyalty, with money? Is this person who keeps growing? Is this a person who keeps growing and learning? Can you see yourself with this person 10 years from now? Which of your secrets can you share with this person? How much will this person need you for self-esteem? Will this be a person who will remain cool in a crisis? How judgmental and critical is this person of others? There are more. How will you feel after spending 4 hours alone with this person? What will this person have to do to make you feel happy, at peace, and complete? Ski, dance, pray with you, play with your cat, talk inappropriately? Why would they say that? Fix cars, send flowers, play chess, cheer for your favorite teams. What kind of person could teach you new ways to be happy, and how? And mind you, little disclaimer here, I did not write this book. I'm just literally reading it. So some stuff pops up every once in a while that is totally anti anything I stand for. And these guys that wrote this book are kind of, let's just say it would be heavily edited in some parts by me. So I try to either skip over those parts, or if they pop up, I question them like I just did. Okay, anyhow. For the most part, it gives you some good ideas on how to heal from a broken heart, though, and it did help me several times. So let's talk about my relationship with my friend who I call Tina. You've seen her on my little Plotagon videos, those little cartoon videos I do, which it seems like lots of people are enjoying, and then some people absolutely hate them. I apologize to those of you that cannot stand the Plotagon videos. Just skip over those. Usually it's just me expressing myself in a different way. You could always turn the sound down if the voices bother you, I guess. My daughter Carol said she hates those things. But I noticed that they get a lot of views, which means there are people that enjoy them or at least watch them. So I will continue doing Plotagons because I like them. The one Plotagon I did, I requested and asked people if they wanted me to continue discussing a certain topic. And people, I got like maybe 5 out of 10 people that I requested to talk about it and say if they did or not. And 5 people liked it. And I guess the rest of y'all didn't want to answer or didn't like it. So I didn't continue on that topic, but I did continue with the Plotagons because I love them. All right. Anyway, so let's talk about this. Why do I trust Tina? And would I trust her with my loyalty, with money? I would trust her with anything pretty much. I've trusted her with my loyalty for sure, because that's why we're friends. And as far as trusting her with money, definitely. I have lent her money for gas, and she's lent me money for gas, and we always paid each other back. So no problem there. Is this a person who keeps growing and learning? Definitely. She's not one who like went back to school or anything like that, but she has like gotten out of a really bad job that she hated because she wasn't really growing in it, and she got into a different job. So pretty proud of her for that. Yay, Tina. Can you see yourself with this person 10 years from now? Oh, yes. In a heartbeat, no questions asked. Tina and I will probably be friends forever. Even if we don't see each other, when we talk again, it's like we never parted. Which of your secrets can you share with this person? All of them. How much will this person need you for self-esteem? No, not at all. We're both very independent people, independent of each other. And that's why we can come together and just share our lives and what's going on, because we're not like all wrapped up in each other to that extent. Will this be a person who will remain cool in a crisis? Definitely, because the way that we met was kind of a crisis situation that we both were handling. So yes, definitely. How judgmental and critical is this person of others? I think we're both equally critical of other people, around the same amount in general. How will you feel about spending 4 hours alone with this person? Oh my gosh, to spend 4 hours with her would be a dream come true. Neither of us have that kind of time. What will this person have to do to make you feel happy, at peace, complete? Nothing. They don't have to complete me. I'm complete on my own. She's complete on her own. We wouldn't have to do anything together to make me feel more complete. She wouldn't have to send me gifts, play any games with me, cheer for my favorite teams. None of that. What kind of person could teach you new ways to be happy, and how? I don't really need new ways to be happy. They just come up. When you're with somebody, you enjoy their company and they're a friend, you don't really need them to teach you. It just sort of happens. It's a spontaneous, natural thing. All right. When the time is right, it will seem, as the song says, that love is everywhere. But too many people today are deeply embittered and hardened. These feelings have sentenced them to blockage from loving, let alone bliss. And that leads us to the most important question of all. Have you decided that you aren't here to love and be loved? Are you feeling so hurt, so full of anger and mistrust that you're willing to deprive yourself of what might one day prove to be some of the greatest times of your life? Do you wish to suppress your ability to share love with another? None of those are true of me. No, I haven't decided I am not here to love and be loved. I was made in God's image. That is the whole purpose of my being here, is to love and be loved. Am I feeling hurt, full of anger, blah, 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 depriving myself of... No, I don't deprive myself of new people. Hi, Inga. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't live with you or anything, but it is something to think about, isn't it? Do I wish to suppress my ability to share love with another? No. And yes, it depends. If the other happens to be somebody that's not appropriate for my life, then I'm not going to go showering that person with love. I mean, I would love them from a distance. I'll pray for them, but I'm not going to try to, like my ex, for instance, I don't shower him with love. He's got his girlfriend for that. So there are times I don't share love with people because they don't earn it, you know. Tough questions, but your answers need to be developed in the most careful terms. Why? Because love in all of its flavors is the soul food of human existence, and you deserve your seat at the banquet. Love's nourishment can revitalize anyone who's able to fully digest it. Good to see you, by the way, Inga. Love is not reducible to all of those sinks full of someone else's dirty dishes you've washed, or a bitter pill you've already swallowed. Here's your real enlightenment for the day, if you're ready to receive it. Love is your essence, whether you've forgotten that or not. Just answering the questions listed above can show you how much you've grown stronger in your ability to again feel love, at least for yourself, and show how far you've grown away from the love for your ex, which had probably deteriorated to nothing more than a hurtful dependency. Learning means taking paths you've never followed before. Your discoveries along the way will refresh your spirit, and if you get discouraged at times, that's still okay. If you're serious about moving on in your life, all you have to do at this point is be willing to have your path be enlightened, an enlightened one. Look upon love of all kinds as forming the paving stones for your shortest path to happiness. Okay, then we got these little tips that I always read. Affection, protection. How was your holiday, Inga? Picture your emotional life as an archery target. You are the bullseye, the circle at the center. The first ring that you placed immediately around you was the person you loved most who is now gone. The next ring out from that is formed by your relationships with your friends and your family, people with whom you feel a sense of closeness. The next ring out consists of your associates and acquaintances, people whom you have either just begun to know or to whom you don't feel any sense of real closeness. I want to interject here. One of the biggest dangers of the internet, another social media thing I did years ago, Pal Talk, was that we just loved everybody. We would say, I love you too. And we would throw that word around like it was just, I don't know, it had meaning to us individually, but we didn't really even know the people we were saying it to. We had just met them. And because we were all Christians in a chat room, a ministry chat room, we just felt this connection immediately. I get it that God says, love one another as I've loved you. But the problem was you gave so much of yourself because you kept giving this love out that eventually you spent yourself in every place and there was no special relationships. There you go, LB. I gotcha. So it's important that you don't just keep saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh, I love you so much. When you don't hardly know the person, you can't love somebody you don't know. You just can't. You might love their character. You might love their personality. You might love things about them, but you can't truly love somebody until you've spent time with them and you know the ins, the outs, the good, the bad, and the ugly of somebody. Oh, yeah, this was a good series, Inga. It really was. And I'll tell you the name of the book and stuff. Yeah, exactly. It becomes a fake love. You end up in codependent relationships and relationships with narcissists and abusers because you just put yourself out there. You wear your heart on your sleeve, so to speak, and you're just loving everybody. Pretty soon you realize that you've given yourself so much that there's nothing left to give, and you're an empty shell of a person. Breakups create conflicts on any number of fronts. As the person nearest the center of your emotional life has been removed from your life, you will naturally look to the next ring for solace. You will turn to your friends and family to express your innermost feelings in a flood of self-disclosure. Can't tell you how dangerous that can sometimes be. Such openness is not without risk. Oh, hang on. I delete these spammers, whatever they are. Crazy peoples. Okay, not that you're a crazy person that's doing it, but your little robotic thing is. The odds of an unfortunate surprise happening to you may depend on how bad the results of your breakup are for others. If you're just breaking up with someone with whom you've had a mad fling for a month, you can usually expect your friends and family to be trustworthy and true. But the more your dealings with people you regard as your friends have become intertwined in social affairs that were shared with your ex, the more you need to carefully ask yourself where your friends' real loyalties lie. It may sound paranoid, but a certain measure of care can help protect you from finding yourself getting sandbagged by a friend or even a family member who proves to be a hostile witness when your divorce comes to court, or whom you later discover to have had intimate relations with your ex before and after your breakup. Impossible? Experienced family practice attorneys claim that the odds of such disappointments may be as high as 50%. Ask your divorce lawyer for counsel, or ask your friends who've gone through major breakups themselves. Lots of relationships end with games that are played fast with a very hard ball. Yeah, that's true. That's why you got to be careful who your friends are, and make sure if you are in a toxic relationship that you keep your friends close. Anybody that's trying to divide you from your closest friends is not a keeper. Ditch them quickly and safely if you can. I can tell you, every time I've hooked up with a narcissist of any type or an abuser, they all tried to divide me from my friends and family. They would say, well, you don't want to talk to them. Look at how silly they act, or look at how stupid they're being, or they don't really love you. They don't really care. They're all about themselves. And they would project all over the place what they were doing onto these other people that I cared about and gradually pull me away from those people. So I had nobody. And when it all fell apart and the narcissist left, I felt like I didn't have anybody. The good thing about my friend Tina, we have the type of relationship that even when I was going through narcissistic abuse with certain people, I could go to her and talk about it, and she didn't get tired of hearing about it. She didn't shut me up. She didn't say, oh, let's just change the subject. Never. She just listened to me and let me pour my heart out. She asked questions to understand better. That's the kind of friend you need. That's a true friend. They're very hard to come by. And when you get one, hold on tightly to them, but don't smother love them either. Don't leech onto them. Don't cling to them for dear life. Let them be them. You be you. Be independent and interdependent with each other. But don't ever form this clingy, leechy relationship with somebody. It's very unhealthy. It makes the other person uncomfortable, and it's not healthy for you. Keep balance in your relationships, period. Keep the boundaries. Okay. And it's a give and take thing. That's another thing. With Tina and I will pour my heart out to her. She will pour her heart out to me. We interrupt each other constantly, sharing our thoughts and our ideas, but it never feels uncomfortable for either one of us, ever. It's just like we're very compatible as friends. Oddly enough, it's often easier to reveal yourself honestly to a perfect stranger. If he or she judges you negatively, what have you lost? The positive regard of someone you don't know and may never meet again. Unless you hook up with a narcissist, because when you share all of your heart with a narcissist, whether they're a stranger or not, they will quickly move in and become your best friend and then strip you dry, replace you, discard you, devalue you, and you're out the door, down the toilet. So be careful about that. Number one, so our first rule is that if you have let someone know about the reasons for the end of your relationship, don't put yourself at undue risk. Unload on a stranger or a new acquaintance who gives you the sense that he or she is willing to listen to your outbursts without passing judgment. Rule number two, don't discuss the details or private issues behind your divorce or your breakup with your young children. It will only disturb them and put them in a compromising and painful position of feeling you want them to choose between people they love. Don't drag children into quarrels or negotiations about the disposition of your divorce. Mediation, arbitration, and settlements are strictly grown-ups affairs. That was hard for me because those of you that know me know that I have a big mouth and I'm a tell-all person when it comes to stuff going on with me. So when I was going through the divorce with my first ex-husband, I went through a mandated type of meeting thing, a training. My ex-husband went through the same exact training, and it was basically about not teaching the children to hate the other person, not turning the kids against the other spouse. Now, unfortunately, over time, after my ex-husband went through that, he managed to turn the kids against me anyway, but I did not. I don't talk negatively about him. Haven't for years. I mean, I'm not saying we never say anything negative or jokingly or whatever, or like make little digs. We do that about each other. But as far as saying that my children had to choose me over him or anything, no. Oh, let me read your comment here. Had an interesting interaction with a former coworker. Oh, yeah. Been there, done that, Inga. When people, you don't want to discuss something with them and they have a big old fit about it. Like, why? Why wouldn't you tell me that? Or they get suspicious and think that you're talking about them. Yeah, I understand that. It's happened to me. Okay, rule 3. If you're involved in a divorce or a breakup, take notes when you talk to your attorney. It's easy to forget some of the unpleasant counsel you'll get unless you make sure you have a record for later review. If you're with a narcissist or you're with a toxic person and you think that, you start suspecting it's going to end, and you see things that concern you, make sure you save stuff. That's the biggest mistake I make every time, is I don't hold on to things that I might need for later because I don't care about that stuff. I'm like, well, it's over and done with, move on. But it doesn't work that way. It's a lot more messy when you have a really heated breakup with people. Rule 4. If there are child custody issues involved, or if there's any prospect of property disputes in a divorce, use separate divorce attorneys. Well, that makes sense to me. The profession does include some decent, caring people. Screen your prospects with care. And remember that a court may throw out a divorce agreement that has been drafted by one lawyer who has worked for both parties. If either party later changes his or her mind, at that point, both parties must begin the process of negotiating a resolution from the beginning. It's an avoidable extra expense. That's true. I mean, that makes sense. He has his lawyer, you have your lawyer, and ne'er the twain shall meet. Because if you use the same lawyer, it's like seeing the same therapist, I guess. There's a conflict of interest there. It just made logical sense to me that you wouldn't have the same lawyer, I guess. I don't know. Every court show I've ever seen, the guy had one lawyer, the woman had another. It doesn't make logical sense to me to both use the same one. Okay, rule 5. Okay. Excuse me. I just woke up from a nap. Keep at least the family pet if you can, and get all the love you can from it. People who love and keep pets have longer lives. If you don't have room for a cat or a dog, visit a neighbor who owns one. Make his or her pet your friend too. Or visit your local animal shelter and see if you can serve as a volunteer there. Oh, that's a good idea. Rule 6. As soon as the dust has settled, when you feel like your feet are back on the ground and you finally negotiating any divorce agreement, hold a party for those of your friends and family who have stood firmly by your side through it all. It's time to thank them for their commitment to you and to confirm your readiness to move on with your life. As the saying goes today, it's time for closure. Now, the interesting thing, this is the end of that chapter. We're on to day 24 shortly. That one was called Pathways. The interesting thing was, when I had the split from Becky years ago, I was still married to my first husband. He did not support me. He basically said, I told you to get away from her. She's bad news for you. You should have listened to me. It serves you right, because he's a narcissist. He doesn't care about my feelings. And then shortly thereafter, I ended up divorcing him. So I didn't have the support that I needed to get back on my feet by anybody in my real life. Who I did have support from was my mentor, who I still call my mentor still. She took me under her wing. I cried on her shoulder. We prayed together. She walked me through. She's also a prophet, so she would speak what the Lord was telling her for me. And that encouraged me, and I was able to move on eventually and let go of Becky. But it was hard. It was a long road, and I felt really alone on it. So, oh, yeah, Inga, I'm sorry you went through that, but I definitely understand how that is. Yeah. Rumors, the smear campaign, been there, done that. I get it. I'm sorry you went through that. I'm sorry anybody goes through that. It's very painful. Nobody deserves that who is a decent person, Anyhow, so yeah, I didn't have the support that they're talking about. I couldn't throw a party. It would have been a very small party of 2. It would have been Tina and me, most likely. Although at that time I didn't know Tina, so it wouldn't have even been her. I don't remember. It would have been my mentor and me, actually, back then. So, yeah, I hadn't met Tina yet. So anyhow, yeah, that's pretty much it for that chapter, that day. And the next time we're going to be talking about vision, and that's day 24. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm one of these oddball people that don't believe that it always takes two, or that there's always two sides to things. There are times there's only one side of fault in things. And in your case, Ingo, maybe that was the case. Maybe the fault was not on your end. Maybe it was all on the other person's end. Maybe they just were an ugly-hearted person. There are some people like that out there. So, maybe that's why you couldn't understand what you did wrong. Maybe literally you didn't do anything wrong. So, no, it shouldn't harden your heart, because there are other good people that you can be friends with that don't betray you, that don't, criticize you and rumor about you and such. So, yeah. Anyway, well, it's nice to have chatting in here, by the way. And also, by the way, if you like this video, please remember to hit the like button. Please share the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the little bell on the side of the screen so that you don't miss any future uploads as I upload them. I will be doing more uploads than streaming. So yes, you will not want to miss the uploads, because that's mostly what you're going to be getting for a while. But I will stream either 1 or 2 days a week for now, just to get this book done. I'm going to be streaming the rest of the book. And then I'm either going to drop to 1 or 2 days a week after that for live streams. Because honestly, live streaming is where all the trouble happens. It really is. The uploads, not so much. I mean, I suppose people can take things from uploads, but usually it's the streams that seem to cause the issues. So I am taking a break from issues, because I don't need any hassle in my life. Things are starting to settle down, and I want it to keep that way and keep the ball rolling in the right direction. So, yeah. Okay, LB, thanks for coming. Have a good rest of your day or evening at work. So does anybody want to share any takeaway that you got today, or any comments further on this topic, on the book, or whatever I read to you? Let me know. I'll wait a moment, and then if not, I will close down, because I have to go make some dinner. Yes, nice seeing you too. And I will be back here around 7 Central to have our little arts and craftsy chat with Lady Scrapper, Laura. 2 Lauras on panel. So far, I know that that's all that there's going to be. I don't know if any other women are going to be there. This is the name of the book, How to Heal a Broken Heart in 30 Days. Copyright 2000. So it's a little bit of an older book, but it's not too bad. And I'm not sure where exactly I got this book. I believe you can get it at any grocery store that has like paperback books, or maybe a bookstore, or possibly online. I'm really not sure, because I've never had to reorder it since I own the book. I can look it up for you and tell you. Just a moment. I'll be happy to do that. I'm sure it'll say maybe on eBay or half.com. I think I ordered this actually from half.com years ago when Becky deserted me. Yeah, there it is, right there. Let's see where we order it. Oh, just literally look up the name of it. Look at all these. They're all different prices. There's like $3.85, $2.60 or 52 cents, or $9.52, $4.79. So thrift books, audio books, Discover Book, all those places. Amazon probably has it. Better World, eBay has it. Google Play has it. Amazon. Well, Amazon has another book called Learning How to Heal a Broken Heart. This specific book is Google Play or those other places I told you. And there's even more places if you just look it up. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's an old book, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Mercari, another place that they have it. Chirp Books, never heard of that. Alabry. Yeah, lots of places. So Just look up the name. I will type it in for you with the author so that you can go look for it yourself. How to Heal a Broken Heart in 30 Days. And then you got to make sure it says this next part too. A day-by-day guide to saying goodbye and getting on with your life. And it's by Howard Bronson and Mike Riley. Hopefully that showed up on the screen there okay. That's all you got to do is type that in. I'm sure you will find it. It's not very expensive, very, very, very cheap, but priceless when it comes to actually healing that brokenness and moving on. And what I love about it is it's a daily thing. I think when I was going through the issues with Becky, she had taken so much of what I felt was my soul, my very essence, the things that I enjoyed, the favorite things of my life, things that made me me. I had put that all on the back burner to shape myself into what she wanted and who she wanted, that I had forgotten what the heck I was and who I was. I literally had to take day after day and just gradually get myself back into who I was, figuring out what kind of food do I like to eat, not the kind that Becky said I like to eat, but what kind of food do I like? What shows do I like to watch? Nope, that's one that Becky told me that I like to watch. I like watching this kind of show. I literally had to recreate myself after the breakup with her. It was about 3.5 years that we were together, and 3.5 very difficult years of losing myself and forgetting who the heck I was. So the thing that's good about these types of books is it's a daily thing. When you're in that state of mind where you're totally disillusioned and you feel like a shell of a person, you need something that's a daily, gentle guide to get you through each day, each moment. And this book and another book I highly, highly recommend is this one. Along with the Bible, of course, if you can read the Bible as well, especially Proverbs, Psalms. This is another one. I'm typing it in and I will tell you about it. The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty. How to Break Codependency. And it's not just about putting blame on yourself. It's literally a teaching guide to teach you how to let go. And if you can't let go, how to hold on loosely to the person that you have attached to. And gradually, as days go by and you form new habits and form new relationships and you move on with your life and you heal, you find out again who you are, then you can let go and you can truly be the fullest person that you are. And you need to find out who that is again and claim that back and then start living it. So hopefully this has been helpful to somebody. Those of you that watch later, thank you. Thanks for watching me and thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I am going to get going. I got some taco shell thingies to make and I'm getting super hungry because I haven't eaten much today. I've been doing really good with my weight loss efforts. I'm back on track again. I've been working out again. I will post my, if it'll let me, I will post my little mini video on my community page so you can see a couple of the little exercises I did today. I did post my yesterday exercises on there if you want to see. That's on my community page. So thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for your kind attention, and I will talk to y'all soon. Have a blessed day. Shalom. See you tonight at 7 p.m. Central.